Hello everybody, welcome. My name's Monty and y'all are watching Mont Games. And we are gonna be getting into the first Final Fantasy game ever, right? I'm excited, I am nervous, I'm not gonna lie, I am nervous to get into the first Final Fantasy game ever. I've told y'all before this, that I'm not much of an 8-bit gamer. I struggle with the games that have like older graphics. I'm not gonna lie. Even like newer games that like do like old graphic styles, you know what I mean? I don't know. I struggle to get into the story of them. But I'm willing to push past that. I'm willing to like maybe condition myself into appreciating it and learning about it and being able to appreciate the history of gaming. So and I think Final Fantasy is a great way to go about that. Here is the beginning of our lore board. As always, we start off with what I know before starting. I don't know a lot. I don't know a lot about any of the games from 1 through 6, like at all. I know like all I know from the 8-bit games is that 6 is one that a lot of people really like. That's it. I know that this is the first Final Fantasy game ever, kicked off the entire series that you've seen me play like almost half of the games. This bad boy is an 8-bit. This is a pixel. This is a pixel game, but it's also remastered, so that's fun. We're gonna be playing this on my PS5. What an odd bit of time travel here, folks. What an odd bit of time travel. This is an NES game, and I'm going to be playing on my PS5. Fun and exciting. And I've seen this name floating around, Warrior of Light. I don't know what that means, but and then some quick specs. We love to show some appreciation to the devs. So this is published by Square and Nintendo, which I thought was really, really fascinating. A little collaboration there. And this is before Square became Square Enix. Square Enix later on came out with like a bunch of the games that we know and love. I believe the last game the Final Fantasy game that they made was X, but I could be wrong. But then after that, they merged with, I think it was Enix. I think that's what it was called. They merged and they created Square Enix, which later came out with Kingdom Hearts and the later Final Fantasy games. But Nintendo surprised me a lot. I didn't know that there was like a little collaboration with them at the very, very beginning. So that's beautiful. Directed by Hironobu Sakaguchi, who I guess is the father of Final Fantasy. Papa Fantasy. He's worked on all of the Final Fantasy games up to X2. That's what I know. He's probably retired at this point, but he worked on everything up to X2. X2 was his last game. And he was one of the producers of Kingdom Hearts. I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan. I have a little thing up there. It was supposed to be called Fighting Fantasy. Imagine that. Fighting Fantasy. Considered one of the most influential NES games. So that's cool. I've never played anything on the NES. The first consoles that I ever played on were the PS1 and the Game Boy Advance. And then composed by Uematsu, who composed a lot of the influential tracks that we know and love. Alright, this is the Pixel Remaster. The VOD of this one stream is gonna be bigger than this entire game. 2023, interesting. Okay, Square Enix. Ooh. Cute sounds. Oh my god. You can start off like this from the very get-go. Okay, so here are the heroes of the first Final Fantasy. The warrior, Bend Over. The thief, Ligma Ballsack. The white mage, an erection. And of course, the black mage, Seymour Butt. Oh, jeez. La música. Oh, wait. The world lies shrouded in darkness. It's like Pangea. Oh my god. It's Bicanel Forest, or Bicanel Desert. The winds die. Look at this. The seas rage. The earth decays. I feel like the earth decays in like every Final Fantasy game that we play. The earth is decaying in some way, shape, or form. Look at this. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. A prophecy, you say? When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did at last appear. And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. The mother crystals! But we stopped it. Oh! It's the blue pill and red pill. Oh, y'all know. I can turn my encounters off? Hell yeah. Castle Cornelia. Oh, also, this music's cute. Hold on. Change the type of background music. Aww. I am not gonna do that, though. Sorry. I'm just not gonna do that. Oh, hello. The king is just as Lucan's prophecy foretold. God, I need that, that instant lore, like that lore thing in Final Fantasy 16 where you like pause it and like it'll show you the lore. I need that for this. It's just as Lucan's prophecy foretold. Your Majesty, we cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold by the prophecy. Yet they stand before us with the crystals. I cannot dismiss this as a mere coincidence. Crystal bearers, there is a task I would ask of you. Will you rescue my daughter Sarah? Garland, a knight once in his majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. Oh! Cornelia is a name that we've run into as well in Final Fantasy. I don't remember where, but we've run into that name before. Garland has taken refuge in the Chaos Shrine, which lies to our north. Of course, we did attempt to save the princess ourselves, but Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who can match him. But I can. Watch this! Pulls out gun. The bridge leading north was lost long ago, making passage impossible. If you can rescue Sarah, I will have the bridge rebuilt as a token of my gratitude. Go now, warriors of light, and do not fail me. 30 plus years of this game franchise begins here in Cornelia. That's crazy. Dia! Interesting. So this is where it comes from. I remember like during my Final Fantasy 16 playthrough, Dia was one of the powers that you get. And I was like, it was odd to me that they used Dia instead of Holy. And so I guess this is where it comes from. That's super cool. First victory theme, first victory fanfare. Look at the way that our black mage shakes his ass. Look at it, look at that, look at that. What's all that movement back there? I think Moto likes you. Look at this. Oh no, he's watching her sleep. He's a freak. Excuse me. The king will have no choice but to exchange the kingdom for his daughter's life. Cornelia will be mine! Who's there? The king's lapdogs. Do you have any idea who you're messing with? You really think you have what it takes to cross swords with me? Very well. I, Garland, will knock you all down. Whoa, look at you. I hope y'all know that this is the tune that plays Right after I have sex. Thank you for returning my daughter to my side. There can be no doubt that you are the warriors of light from Lucan's prophecy. You should hear the prophecy in its entirety, if I may. When darkness fills the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Now I hear that a crystal can be found on the continent to our north. Restoring light to the crystal is our only hope of ridding the world of the monsters which plague it. Plague it? Las plagas? Can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? This lute has been entrusted to the princesses of Cornelia for many generations. When he abducted me, Garland took this lute as well. I want you to have it. It may aid you on your journey. Fun. That's how we'll beat them, through the power of music. Oh, oh. Oh. And so their quest began. Oh, this actually really warms my heart. As the 4 warriors of light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task destiny had placed before them. They did not even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. The crystals that once, long ago, held a light that shone so brilliantly. Oh, this music! The time for their journey had come. The time to cast off the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into light. Oh, the music! The music is making me so emotional. Oh no, I'm not crying in so many heroes we've had to this tune, dude. So many heroes throughout all the Final Fantasy games we've played on stream. Ooh, a new town. You've got cannonballs of steel to be talking on the Great Pirate BK. Keel haul 'em, boys. BK the Great Pirate? Cannonballs of steel is funny. Whoa! The whole kit and caboodle's here. This is crazy. What an... that you fight like an entire, like, army. This is like a Dynasty Warriors. Let's be honest here, folks. Let's be honest here. Who would win in a fight? Ben Dover or Clive Rossfield? I don't know. I'd be most sorry, young masters. I'll be making no fuss, I swear. All right, we'll be sending BK to the gallows. I want you to take mischief for your troubles. Can you find it in your heart to forgive an old pirate? No. They say there are elves living across the sea. The elf prince has fallen into a deep sleep and hasn't woken up. You know what that means, y'all. We must wake the elf prince with a kiss. Look at this. Look at this. Can I go into this? Oh. The Elven Castle. This is where we're gonna make out with that sleeping elven prince. Astos Cares has put our prince into a deep sleep from which we cannot wake. Please, will you aid our slumbering prince? Indeed I will. Pucker up. Hello. I heard rumors of a witch who can brew any potion you could imagine. Let's see, I think her name's Matoya. Hey y'all, I bet Matoya makes a mean IPA. Elfheim? It's a bit on the nose, don't you think? Hello. 100 gil? Are you kidding me? God, the inflation in Elfheim is crazy, dude. I bet gas prices here are like $5 a gallon. You know what? I just thought of a really sad one. Sad fanfic idea. What if Astos and the prince were like lovers, And then Astos cursed the prince because the prince said that he couldn't be with him because he needs to procreate. I don't know. But he just said he couldn't be with him. And Astos cursed him because he's evil. And then the warrior of light, the warrior, comes in and he wakes the prince with a kiss. And it's sweet and it's romantic. Oh, look. All right, pucker up, buttercup. Had a whole clove of garlic. I'm ready. Healer. The prince has slept under Astos' curse for 5 years now. Oh, look. Ooh, the violin. Ooh. Ooh. This has me feeling some kind of way, dude. Oh, hello. I didn't realize this was occupied. Sorry. I was feeling myself so much I didn't realize that someone else was here. I was tricked by Astos, king of the Dark Elves, and now my castle has fallen into ruin. If I could only retrieve the crown from the marsh cave, I'd be able to restore my castle. Why'd you bring me the crown? Is this a side quest? Pisco demon, more like piss demon. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! I called them piss boys and they kicked my ass. Run! Run! No! Can't escape. Oh no! This is why you don't This is why you don't bully people. The true piss boy was me, guys. Let's get some loreboard stuff, huh? Let's get some loreboard stuff. So, because Final Fantasy 1 has given me the reins to their heroes, basically I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can believe whatever I want because they don't give me any like history on these characters because they're mine. I made them. I can make the backstory whatever I want it to be. And so, here's the backstory I made. So we have the hero, Ben Dover, who is our warrior. I believe that Ben Dover wears eyeliner to battle. And I think that that is his gateway into further things. I think, honestly, Ben Dover is a drag queen. I think Ben Dover is a drag queen. And I don't think that she needs to change her name when she's in her drag, when she's in her beat. Ben Dover's fine. Ben Dover's fine. And so I think that Ben Dover also listens to David Bowie in a chiffon, I don't know, robe. I'm thinking Elsa Mars in American Horror Story Freak Show. That's the vibes I get for Ben Dover. Then we of course have Ligma Ballsack, who is a twink, verse bottom. Find him on Grindr find him at your local Grindr hookup. I think he cosplays as Link, to be honest. I think he cosplays as Link a lot. In bed, maybe, if you ask nicely. But I am sad to report that Ligma Ballsack will undergo twink death at 25. Anna Rection, who is our white mage, is a girl boss, woman in STEM, CEO mentality. Ooh, and in her photos we have the Cadekus, she goes to Johns Hopkins. I think she has a rich dad. I think she definitely has a rich dad. Probably works in like finance or something. But I am sad to report that she will grow up to be a Karen. She'll be at least a rich Karen because she's gonna go to med school. I think she's gonna go into like, I don't know, she's gonna be like a nurse or a phlebotomist, like something in that like vein. Seymour Butt, however, I think is completely Greg Heffley coded. I think that he gives me like definitely Greg Heffley vibes and energy. And he thought he was coming over to like hang out with his friends. These are his friends. He thought he was gonna come over to play some D&D, but ended up having to save the world. Happens. And I think he watches Game Grumps and Markiplier. And I definitely do think that he also plays Minecraft and Roblox. Let's talk about the places that we've been to. We've been to Cornelia, to Provoca, and Elfheim. Here's the king of Cornelia. Lets his daughter get kidnapped. Probably sleeps with the Chancellor. Then there's Princess Sarah. I found this like picture of her, this like full render of her. So, hey. Kidnapped by Garland. Seems chill, like a chill person. And she feels like a mix between these two characters, both from Tekken. Lily, I think Rochefort, I don't know, and Leo. We also met Garland, once a powerful knight who became evil and kidnapped Princess Sarah. This is Twink Central. This is where Ligma truly thrives, dude. Ligma truly thrives in Elfheim. The grinder in Elfheim is crazy, dude. Sleep well, my prince, and may the flight of angels take thee to thy rest. Cursed by the dark elf Astos. Here's Astos, and there's only one person that can save him, and that's Matoya. Matoya. She's a powerful witch that can save the prince from his slumber. Alright, here is... Oh, wait, one more thing. Lucan's prophecy. Lucan's prophecy. A prophecy foretelling the hero saving the world from darkness. So these are the parts that we know so far. When the world is in darkness, 4 warriors will come, and 4 warriors have came. They saw, they conquered. Or should I say, they saw, they conquered, they came. That'd be really good. Yippee!
You fools fell right into my trap. I am Astos, king of the dark elves.
Oh,
With the combined power of the crown you now hold, and the crystal eye I already possess, I will become the true Elf King. It is useless to resist me. I can take what is mine by sheer force.
think again. Ew! This looks like one of the monsters in Bramble. By the skin of my teeth, dude. Ass, A-S-S toast. More like ass toast. Woo! Ooh. Ah! Ouch! Hello. My eye! Oh. Ouch! I can't see a blasted thing without my crystal eye. Well, you're in luck. Who could have stolen it from me?
Oi.
Oh, what's this? My crystal eye? Give it here! Don't worry, I have something to give you in exchange. Take this potion. It's the most amazing potion in my entire collection.
Hell yeah.
I can see again. Oh, you're still here? I don't need you anymore. So be on your way. You're not as attractive as I thought you'd be. Excuse me? Me. Oh, this Jolt tonic may just be what we need to break the curse and awaken the prince. I will try it at once. Your Highness? Your Highness! I was having a terrible nightmare. Am I still dreaming? You're the legendary warriors. Something tells me I'm not dreaming. How do you know I'm a legendary warrior? I shall heed the legend as it was told to me and my forefathers. The time for me to pass on the mystic key to its rightful owners has come at last. What's this? Mount Durgar.
With a crystal eye, even the blind can see. Oh yeah, the dark elf Astos nicked the one belonging to Matoya.
Laiho! Oh, dwarf! Nitro power! The explosive force in this powder will have me canal open in no time flat. Oh yeah, Berns? Is this it? Was this what I had to do? We can blast this rock to smithereens! What you standing around for? The powder's set to blow. Unless you plan on going with it. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. The fact that we shook the earth like that does not bode well. Ooh, new town? New town? New town, who dis? Melmond. This looks like Walud.
If the earth crystal regains its glow, life will return to the earth. The hills and the valleys will be green again.
Interesting. Cavern of Earth? Hello.
All things in this world are destined to end in death. You cannot alter destiny. Mere mortals cannot kill the undying.
Okay. All right. Ba-ba-da. Star Ruby. Oh. Do you want this?
You have Star Ruby? Give me Star Ruby and I let you pass.
Oh my god. He's jerking it. He's jerking to it.
Nothing tastier than Ruby.
Hey, thanks, man. Haha! Oh! Hello, sir. I don't mean to just barge into your home like this, but it's an emergency.
So you are the ones who defeated the vampire, eh? He was but a servant. The beast corrupting the earth crystal lurks much deeper within the cavern. Here, take this staff with you and use it behind the vampire's chamber.
Oh, that stone slab. Hey, what are you doing with this earth rod in the seclusion of your home? Aha! Alright. Are you the earth crystal?
Who speaks to me? I am he who feeds on the power of the earth. I will not be disturbed by mortal man. I am the Lich, Fiend of Earth.
The Lich? Interesting. I wonder if these various monsters and fiends that are protecting these crystals are the same monsters and fiends that I don't remember what they were protecting, but they were protecting something in Final Fantasy IX. But there's like a group of enemies like these. Look at him. Aha! I think there's another fight where we can throw everything against the wall, because then after this we're just gonna go EP. We're gonna go Betty bye. Whoa! Oh! I should have had the two on healer duty. Oh, we got it. Ha! Ha ha ha! Oh yeah. Crystal is secured. Hallelujah. 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 Hooray! Earth blessing? Restore the earth crystal's light. So I'm guessing that this means that some of these lands are revitalized now. Can I get a discount now for restoring the growth to your lands? Can I at least get a discount on sleeping at your in?
Warriors of light, to you we owe our thanks. The earth is returning to normal.
Good. A lot of stuff happened. Let's take a gander. It mainly had to do with this earth crystal, right? We helped out Toph Beifong, and we liberated the Earth Kingdom from the rule of the Fire Nation, led by the Lich King, and we freed it. We freed it from the Lich's corrupting influence. So he guarded and corrupted the Earth Crystal and used his gay lover to keep the key to his crypt away from us. But once we beat him, we stopped his dastardly ways once and for all. Indeed we did. Vampire, his gay lover, held onto a star ruby. I think it was an engagement ring. That he got from the Lich. We also met Seda, who is a wizard. He's a creepy old man who lived in seclusion in his own little cave. Gave us his little sticky staff to unlock the slab and beat the Lich King. Was grabbing the Earth King crystal. And then when we beat the Lich, he was like, okay, cool. And we just saved your world from a blight, dude. But he doesn't care. Seda doesn't care. Anyway, we also had the Stone Giant. I've named him Lemus, who, after our good friend from Bramble, this is who I imagine, like, him to be. Lemus. I love him. We met the good folks at Mount Dwergar, home of some mining men. I fixed Astos's portrait, so he's no longer a Dunmer. We slew him for his crimes, and we ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. I wonder whether or not Astos was cursed after he put the prince to sleep, or he was cursed because he put the prince to sleep. I wonder if that all plays into all that. There's a bit of romance happening now, I think. There's a bit of romance. I don't know if it's just me, but I can feel a little bit of a tension between Bendover and Ligma Balzac. I feel like there's a little bit of a romantic tension here between these two, and I'm kind of into it. Bendover took Ligma Balzac to the deck of the ship. They were like, watching the stars. Ligma Balzac was like pointing at like constellations and being like, look, that one is Ursa Major, that one is Orion, da-da-da-da-da. And at some point, Bendover like laid out a blanket on the deck of the ship, and they were laying there, and then their pinkies were like touching. It was romance, dude. In my brain, it makes sense for each of the crystals to be like in a different continent, right? So I feel like the fire one is here. I feel like, I don't know what the other elements are. Maybe fire, water, and air. That makes sense to me. What? Oh no! How was I supposed to find this? I've been lost for an hour. Oh, it's you. Oh no.
I see a circle of wrath, a dim light, guided by destiny, about which our entire future revolves. 4 great crystals exist in this world. The light that once shone within them is now lost. The 4 fiends of chaos block the power of the crystals, claiming it as their own.
So that's what they're called, 4 fiends of chaos.
Fire, earth, wind, water, and wind. These are the 4 forces that compose our world. The 4 fiends plot to rule the world, both past and present. The Fiend of Wind appeared 400 years ago, followed 200 years later by the Fiend of Water. Together they laid waste the civilizations in the north. The Fiend of Earth rots the land.
Where the Fiend of Fire passes, all is engulfed in flame.
The volcano Mount Gulg rises to the west of this town. The Fiend of Fire long slept within its passages, but she has awoken 200 years before her time.
I don't know why, Mount Gulg makes me think of something in Legend of Zelda.
Well done, Warrior of Light. You have defeated the Fiend of Earth and restored the crystal's light. Sadly, this has drawn the notice of the Fiend of Fire, who was not to have stirred for another 200 years. Take this canoe and go face the fiend in Mount Gulg.
So upset. Okay, whatever. Hey, you know what? We're here having a good time. So, what is that? That's one lifeline I've had to use. And you know what? I'll even do you guys something special. For the finale of this, the amount of lifelines I've had to take for this, I'll do like a challenge or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll eat something spicy. I'll eat something spicy on stream from the amount of like things I get, the amount of times I have to like look at a guide. Pa-pa-pa-pa. Aha! Hiya, star. We've come for you. That's kind of cool. This is kind of a cool designed level. Oh! Hello, sir.
So, you are the ones who defeated the Fiend of Earth and roused Merilith from her slumber.
Merilith? What do you look like? Oh.
The power of the burning flame is mine and mine alone. Those who would oppose me shall burn in hellfire.
Oh my god, it is just like the Final Fantasy 9 stuff. I remember fighting this guy in Final Fantasy 9. Okay. Oh, music! Choir! What the hell? Oh my god. Now that's throwing everything against the wall, dude. Now that is throwing everything you have against the wall and just seeing if something will work. It was just about holding on and like chipping away. That's all I did. Was holding on and just chipping away slowly but surely. Yippee! We did it. Whee! Yay! Rekindled flame! Can I go here now? I can! What adventures can I get into here? Cavern of Ice. Oh. Levi Stone. Levi Ackerman Stone. Uh-huh. How are you supposed to know that? How are you supposed to know that you're supposed to come here? Supposed to know that. Jeez Louise, brother. Enemy napalm strike incoming. That's gonna be us. We're now going to napalm all of the fiends, okay? I'm gonna give a good old carpet bomb. On rack?
You have a look of a warrior about you. I'm a warrior myself on a pilgrimage to the Citadel of Trials to earn the recognition of the Dragon King. I must return with a token proving my strength and courage.
You wanna fight me? You wanna join my party? Hi, my name's Cop, huh? You wanna hear about the shining object I saw? I think it fell somewhere near the waterfall to the north. No one believes me, but I think it was some kind of mechanical creature. Sorry, that was cringe.
I wanted to save the mermaids living on the seafloor, so I made this submarine out of a barrel. But when I went underwater, I started running out of air. I couldn't breathe. It's totally useless. Even worse, it's dangerous. You better keep away.
Dude, this is was it Seagate? Is that what it was called? The submersible that went down to the Titanic?
200 years ago, the Shrine of Unrak flourished. It brimmed with the power of the water. I ask but one thing of you, please restore the power to its former grace. Okay, so the Shrine of Onrak is where we need to go next. The last time that we played this game, last Friday, we liberated the Fire Crystal. We have freed the Fire Nation from the evil rule of was it Ozai? Is that the name of the Emperor? Ozai and Azula. We have freed the Fire Nation, and we have put into place our own despot, Prince Zuko. This is Azula, by the way. So Merilith was the Fiend of Fire that we took out. She's kinda hot, though. In like a girl boss way. You know what I mean? In a girl boss way. She's the Fiend of Fire, and she's been wreaking havoc over here at the Crescent Lake. Small town where everything is homemade and expensive. We went to Mount Gulg where we took her out. I didn't mean to do that. We also met Lucan, Seymour Butt. In my brain, he was the one who designed our napalm rounds. He designed all of our artillery that we're gonna be dropping onto the Onrak Temple. Oh yeah, by the way, that's what we're doing today. We're going to Onrak, and we're gonna be liberating the Water Temple next, the Water Tribe. And then I've also updated the romance. So, I had canon that my warrior, who's a drag queen, has a thing for our thief, who is a twink. First bottom. And I think that, number one, on our way to Mount Gulg, I think they shared a tandem kayak together. And I think it was very romantic. I think at some point, Seymour Butt and Anna Erection was like, ooh, let's leave these two on their own. And so they like went off on their own kayak. Ha ha! Oh. That sounds like a Kingdom Hearts thing. There's a tower in Yanikurm Desert that no one can enter. Some people think it's nothing but a mirage, so it's called Mirage Tower. No one can say for sure, though. You're the ones who rescued me from the bottle. I'm sorry about running away, but I was just so scared. I'll get you some oxyale from the bottom of the spring to make up for it, okay? It's like Glinda coming down from the thing.
You have oxyale? You're the ones we've been waiting for. Please, save the mermaids.
I come back with a basket full of fish and chips. Whoa! Did you see that? She just like disappeared.
Do you want to get in the barrel?
I feel like drowning is the least of our worries if we're getting into the submersible. Oh, what's this song in KH2? Swim, swim, and dancing, singing, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. We'll have a lot of finny fun. I want to do Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean, but I don't think I can pull off that accent.
Yo, humans to impress. I would not have thought to see you here.
That's not it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I was trying to do. If I could, I would do Davy Jones from Pirates.
Do you really think you can defeat the Fiend of Water here in my own domain? Fools. These dark...
Oh, you know what his face reminds me of? His face reminds me of, was it the Water King? Fish King? From One Punch Man. Whoa! Hooray! Hooray! We've beat the Kraken! That's right. Now we're gonna eat him. We shall return now with fried calamari on a plate. Hooray! I guess you're not underleveled. True. True. Revitalizing waters. Alright, so now that we've done that, now that we have 3 out of 4 crystals liberated, now what?
Lo, pa, gami, do.
Yes. Oh. Hello.
You come bearing the crown, I see. Your fortitude cannot be questioned, indeed not. Very well, I shall grant you the right to undergo the trials. Go now, sit upon a throne. Your courage will put you to the test. If true courage dwells within you, you will find proof of it here.
Alright. Come on. There you go. Monsters! Oh! Oh my god, why are they naked? This looks like one of those, God, is it weightlifting? The bodybuilding competitions where they, like, tan their body so they can show off their, like, muscles more. This is what they look like. Oh, hello. You obtained a rat's tail. Da 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 da. That is not the music that I had in my brain if I ever just stumbled upon a rat's tail in a chest. Maybe we can give this to our dragon friend. Into the bowels. Oh! Hello! This is the Chamber of Bahamut? Oh my god, they told me that there were no... Okay, so there's no summons, but Bahamut has been here since day 1, dude. What? Oh, that's super cool. Oh my god, the Bahamut. The dragonkin looks within to measure a person's true courage. Hey sir. Hi sir, it's Bahamut. Hey sir. Oh my god, I'm a big fan. Hey man, I've been a big fan of you since FFX. How are ya? How are ya?
Long has it been since men of courage stood before me. Your bravery seems worthy of consideration. The rat's tail you carry is a fitting token of courage and strength. So be it. I shall honor you with titles befitting your valor.
Thank you, Bahamut. Thank you, Bahamut. Oh my god, he's turning me gayer. Whoa! What happened? What? Oh my god, we glue up! Damn! Bend Over went from a drag queen, from my lore board where Bend Over is a drag queen, he's now a himbo. I wasn't expecting that. I was honestly not expecting any of that. I was actually expecting a boss fight. Just a moment, let me see that tablet. Oh my god, he backed me into a wall, dude. Oh my god, he's putting my legs around his waist, dude. Oh my god, he's kissing me passionately. This is the Rosetta Stone. This makes it possible to decipher Lufanian. Yes, of course. That's what that was. It all makes sense. Here, allow me to express my gratitude by teaching Lufanian. This is actually the language that Luffy speaks in One Piece. There, now you can speak Lufanian too. This man gave me his Quizlet link. He held my wrists with one hand, and he whispered dirtily in Lufanian to me. We are the Lufanians, the descendants of the race that once lived among the clouds, the sky people. You know who the Lufanians immediately make me think of? They make me think of the High Entia from Xenoblade. Use a vessel you call an airship. It was built by one of our ancestors, a man by the name of Sid. I was told that Sid isn't in Final Fantasy 1 at all, but ancestors, Sid's here. Interesting. Oh my god. And like I said, I've said this before. I said this during, I think, Final Fantasy 16, that Sid always seems to be a name associated with like engineering and like building things, for example, right? It was that way in FFX. It was that way in 9. 8 is debatable. 12, he was a doctor, like a doctor of like engineering and science. 15, he was a mechanic. And in 16, he also was like a tinkerer, a builder as well. So yeah, Sid is like really synonymous with building.
Tiamat blocks the power of the wind, the source of the sky people's strength.
So Tiamat is our fourth one. All right. Hello. Oh. Okay, here we go. Mirage Tower. Ooh, I like the vibes. I like the vibes in here. Hey, use that warp cube to travel beyond the sky. It will take you to the flying fortress. Let's do it. What's that Star Trek thing? Beam me up, Scotty. From this observation window, you can look out on the entire world. Can I? The observation window looks out upon the world. The four forces of fire, earth, water, and wind appear as mist converging on a single point. A point at the center of the four altars. This must be the location of the Chaos Shrine. Oh. Oh, interesting.
The Lich, Marineth, the Kraken. You have defeated 3 fiends and reached my lofty perch.
That's right.
All the better. May the image of Tiamat, the Fiend of the Wind, be the last to burn in your eyes.
Oh, look at him. That's the... Get on the Hydra's back! You. Oh my god, this man does a little bit of everything. Oh, like I said, one of the things I really hate about the old games, and it's always going to be a mark against them in every time I play any of these Final Fantasy, like old Final Fantasy games, is when they do the Phoenix Downs or the life, and it only gives you like 1 HP when you get back in. I think that's such bull. Also, one thing that I like about this game than I do Final Fantasy IX is that the fact that status changes or buffs don't wear off for the rest of the fight. Like when you cast it, unless you get knocked out, it's not gonna leave you. That was something that was kind of annoying in 9, where you had to like keep casting it. I was not too fond of that. Eat so much, Tiamat. Eat so much, Tiamat, with each of your fucking mouths, bro. You're a fucking menace. But that was cool. That was cool to like think about my ribbons. It was my ribbons that helped us. Thank you, Tachi-san. Thank you. Woohoo! This one, That's where Garland was, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it was. You focus the light of the 4 shining crystals, fire, earth, water, and wind, on the black crystal. The flow of time surges, and space begins to warp. Just one step forward, and you will travel back 2,000 years in time. This is where we fight Ultimisha. Oh, friends blast from the past here? What do you mean? No! Are you telling me I have to fight Tiamat again? No! Alright, hi. Oh, it is Garland. Do you remember me? I was once the most renowned knight of Cornelia. "2,000 years from now, you killed me. I am Garland." Oh, you did defeat me then. But the 4 great forces saved me by sending me back through time. Once here, I sent the 4 fiends into the future, where they shall once again use the 4 great forces to send me into the past. Interesting. That's a whole time loop. In 2,000 years, I will remember none of this. Oh, whoa! Hey.
But I will be reborn again here. So even as you die again and again, I shall return.
That is not a voice that's friendly on my throat.
Born again into this endless cycle that I have created.
Damn! Oh, you look nothing like you did in 12. Whoa! Y'all hear this tunes? I have no doubt you have a massive... No, I'm sorry, a massive DM that's gonna take me out. Hold on. And he doesn't need it, he just needs flair, I guess. Golly, dude! That did not just happen! That did not just happen! What? That did not just happen, dude! Are you kidding me? So let's go to some loreboard stuff, huh? Loreboard. I added Tiamat. The Tiamat. And I added the Kraken, who I don't know if you can see because he's on this side. There's the Kraken to the loreboard. But we've beaten him. We've beaten the Kraken. And now he's being enjoyed with a nice lemon wedge and a beautiful garden salad. Lufania is a land of people who only speak Lufanian, descendants of the Sky people, and there's this really interesting thing they said where they like passed on their memories through like rituals, but like the memories are like fading. It was interesting. But the Sky people, not pictured here, are the ancestors of the Lufanians, and they built the airship. What else? I made sure I wanted to like add a little backstory to all of our characters as to like why they're fighting the fiends, right? So Seymour Butt was haunted by the Lich. Anna Erection had her entire family killed by Merilith, and she got her revenge. Same with Ligma Balzac, who had his entire family like swallowed into the sea by the Kraken. And then Bendover, he had heard stories throughout his entire childhood of the great monster Tiamat, and he has finally slain him. So, all these fiends aside, we've beaten all these fiends. We just have one big old man left, and that's Chaos, who is also Garland, who did this whole like time traveling hullabaloo just to be a asshole. Great, great, great. All right, kick his ass. Kick his ass. Do it on yourself. I think I'm better served by tempering everybody. I think I'm better served if I just temper everyone. And then... yeah, keep tempering, keep tempering. Because that seems to do the big damage, if I can temper a lot. Okay. Hit him with that. I'm gonna keep tempering until I run out of things. Oh wait, I forgot! Protect is also a stackable thing. So, hold on. Let me keep running my Protera, I guess. Golly. Yup. Okay, and then we need a Healga, and then I'm gonna just keep tempering. Golly. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm just gonna do that again. Yup. Good, I suppose. And then we're gonna Kyuraga him, and you are gonna temper them again. Beautiful. He does need some healing though. He does need some healing though. Ooh, this might be the end for Ligma. Damn it. Yeah! We passed the 1K mark. We passed the 1K mark. This is what I wanted to see. Okay. Fuck. Oi. Yup. Yup. Hit us with another Protera. The Protera. Oh god. Okay.
Okay.
Yup. Oh god. Okay. I need. Okay, hit me with that. Oh! Okay. Okay. Come on, Anna. Anna, come on. Anna, come on. Okay. 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 X potion. Okay. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Hilara. Yeah. And then, do you have haste? Yeah, you do have haste. Golly! Oh, what happened? Oh, did I do it? Yeah! Woo! Oh, my lord up above, dude! Oh, my lord up above. Oh my god. And he didn't even Kiraha once. Oh, y'all. Y'all. Now I have a matching pair, and now I have a belt to go with my boots and my hat. And thank you, Taichi Zen.
The time loop was severed at last. The endless struggle that raged over 2,000 years had ended, and peace prevailed once more. The light of the four crystals restored the forces of wind, water, earth, and fire. It was a mere trick of fate that had given rise to the chain of Garland's wrath.
This music's really pretty.
But magnified by the four forces meant to guide our world, that trick of fate also gave birth to the fiends.
Aha. And thank you, Cabinet. Thank you.
Monsters had run rampant as the world sank into darkness. But all that is now past. With the four forces flowing as they were meant, the warriors prepared to cross time and return to the world they knew, a world where Princess Sarah, Queen Jane, and even Garland himself await. When was this fateful day that spent time spiraling into a loop? None can say.
Oh, interesting. So they return to a time that now that interesting. They've returned to a point in time not affected by the loop. Interesting.
It seemed the cycle into which time had fallen would last forever. But the bravery of 4 young travelers changed that. They took the forces that filled the world with darkness and used them to bathe the world in light.
God, most of this, their talk right now is like that Xehanort would say in Kingdom Hearts.
None will ever recall the struggle the 4 endured, for the breaking of the chain means that it never existed.
Aww, that's sad.
But within the tales of fantasy that people tell, the memory of their deeds live on.
This is the first fantasy, not the final fantasy.
Tales of dwarves and elves, of dragons and shining civilizations that reached for the heavens even as they fell. And now their return is upon us.
The 4 heroes? Maybe this is the point in time where they return.
With the memory of their struggle buried deep in their hearts, they will quietly watch over our world. Remember always that the forces of the world must be used as they were intended, that the power of light must never be used for dark, and that the true crystals reside in your heart. For you are the warrior who crossed time. You are the bringer of light.
Maybe the crystals were the friends we made along the way. I think it'd be so cool if, the 4 warriors of light in Final Fantasy 1 became, turned into the 4 fiends, right? I think that'd be cool. I can see why this game is so revolutionary and important to video game history. I can feel that as I play this game. Let me start off by saying that. I can feel how important this game is. That being said, that being said, meh. It's a very short game. I think that it's a very, this is a very cozy game, in fact, I would say. That this is a game that you can, I can imagine myself, sitting on my couch on a cold, stormy day and, wanted to play something along the lines of Animal Crossing, but with a little bit more action. I would pick up this game. You know what I mean? This is when I would pick up this game. I think that it's definitely fun, but it's just not something that I personally would gravitate towards, just because I think the graphics are a little dated for me. I think the story is a little too short, but still an enjoyable experience. Also because I kept getting lost a lot, which I think is one of the things that happens when you play 8-bit games, is that you have to spend a long time trying to figure out what you're supposed to be doing and what your where you're supposed to be going next. To me, that's one of the biggest things about 8-bit games that I'm super not fond of. I remember back in the day, I used to play Pokemon on a Game Boy, right? A Game Boy Advance. And I remember spending so long just not knowing what to do. And this is before you could just look things up on the internet. I remember just being well, I got the Pokemon, so now what do I do? And so I felt that a lot in this game, where I was like, okay, now what? So that's my biggest faux pas, or not faux pas. That's my biggest sticking point with this game. Other than that, I think it's a beautiful route, right? I think it's a very beautiful route to the tree that became what Final Fantasy is today. Final Fantasy is a fantastic franchise, and playing this, you can definitely feel this is the origins. This is the seed from which everything sprouted from, and just that alone makes it worthwhile in playing. So I would say that go for it. I would say that if you're on the fence about it, go for it. I think you'd have a really, I think if anything, it's just a fascinating thing. It's just a fascinating game to play. It feels like going to a museum and like looking at exhibits. You know what I mean? This is what it feels like. Not to date anyone who played this in their childhood, but it just feels like a museum entry. Taichi-san says, I mean, it doesn't have a memorable story, so I can understand your reaction. Honestly, you're right. It's not a memorable story, and the only times that I was truly like, oh my god, about was its connections to Final Fantasy IX. So, if you played Final Fantasy IX, you'd enjoy this game. If you didn't play Final Fantasy IX, I think you'll not enjoy it as much. Does that make sense? I would pair those two games together. I'll pair these two games together. Those are my thoughts. Overall, first impressions after finishing the game, okay. It was okay. It was good. It was a fine time. I'm more happy that I finished it. You know what I mean? Out of 10 stars, as my first impression, this could change when I give you like my favorites PowerPoint later on, like after I've let this like vegetate for a bit. But I think that this game deserves like a 4. I would give it like a 4 out of 10. It's fun. I probably wouldn't play it again. You know what I mean? Final Fantasy 1. We'll do the punishment at the end. Okay? And I'll also give you guys the update on the rankings of my Final Fantasy games. So we've played 10 so far. So this is just an updated ranking on where Final Fantasy 1 will be, but that's at the end. Okay, so we started Final Fantasy 1 on November 6th, 2023, and we ended it on November 28th. So that's 6.5 days of stream. And how many pages of notes? I took 5 pages of notes for Final Fantasy 1. Here are our characters that we made. We have Ben Dover, we have Seymour Butt, Anorection, and Ligma Ballsack. Our heroes. The heroes of our Final Fantasy journey. Here are the best parts. I think that it's cool that this is the beginning of the franchise, and it makes sense that this is the beginning of the franchise. Like when you're playing it, you're like, you can see that these are the saplings to what grew to be like, you know, such a lovely adventure, right? Such a lovely adventure that they've taken us through. I thought that the boss designs were really cool. Like, look at these guys. Look at these two. There's like the Lich, the Kraken. I didn't include her, but like Merilith looked really cool. Chaos looks really cool. All the bosses are just like really well designed. I really like how they look. And also the OST. The OSTs are also really good. You know, not that hard of a stretch for a Final Fantasy game, but OST, excellent. Worst parts. There's quite a few for this one, okay? I don't like this magic system. I don't like how it works. I think it's odd. And it just bothers me. I don't like having like you can only do 3 spells and like there's a limited amount and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like how it's always not clear what I'm supposed to do next. I think that's gonna go for all of the 8-bit games, to be honest with y'all, that it's not gonna tell me what I have to do next very often. But Final Fantasy 1 especially was so difficult to like discern what I had to do next. So I don't like that. This is a problem that occurs in a lot of the Final Fantasy games. So Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 9 did this, but I hate it. It's like, it irks me a lot when the Phoenix Downs or the raises only bring you back at 1 HP. I don't know why. It just like, it really irks me when that happens. Oh, it's so annoying. I don't like that the main characters don't have personality. That's why I liked 2 so much, is because 2 was the first one where like Furion and Maria and Guy, or Gooey as I called him, was like, they had personality, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the interactions that they had with each other. I enjoyed the interactions that they had with the guest characters. But in 1, I don't even think they have dialogue, if I'm being honest with you. So I don't like that. And also, it's a really basic story. I think that I'm going to give it some grace because it is the first one of the franchise, but it is a really basic story. You go get some crystals, and then you fight the big bad. Bada bing, bada boom. You know what I mean? Mr. Worldwide when you step in the room. You know what I mean? Like, that's the big gist of Final Fantasy 1. Favorite character for me? was Garland and Chaos. I thought that it was really cool that he was like the first big boss that you fought, but then also became the last boss that you fought. I like that. I think that his design is really cool. And I also like the fact that Garland is a character that occurs later on in the Final Fantasy franchise. I like that as well. And same with Chaos, actually. Chaos actually appears again later. Least favorite character, I misspelled least. Least favorite character was Astos, because Astos is the terror of the Twinks, bro. When Astos was terrorizing the Elfheim, the little home of all the elves, we protect Twinks here at Mod Games. We are the Twink Guardian here at Mod Games. So Astos is our greatest foe for putting our prince to sleep. Favorite boss, Chaos. I thought Chaos was really cool. Chaos was definitely difficult. Chaos definitely made me struggle a little bit, but Chaos was cool. I liked fighting him. Least favorite boss, Tiamat. Tiamat is the bane of my existence. If I'm being so honest with y'all, Tiamat is the bane of my existence. Tiamat was so annoying. My favorite place that we went to was Elfheim. Of course, like I said, we defend Twinks here, so why would we not love the land of the Twinks? Favorite story moment is this one. I think when I will think back to the beginning of the Final Fantasy franchise, when I will think back to the roots of this wonderful series, I will think to this moment when the four heroes are staring out at the adventure that is to come. You hear the prologue music beginning. To me, that is truly the beginning of this franchise. So that's what I really like. And this is my favorite thing from the beginning, meaning like when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I didn't know that this guy has been here this entire time, or this thing's been here this entire time. My favorite one of these was, of course, Bahamut. Oh my god, when I saw Bahamut down there in that cave, dude, that was the coolest thing ever! That was the coolest thing ever, dude. So love it. I love that Bahamut was in Final Fantasy 1. I love it. And then a couple of quick favorites. My favorite spell was Temper. I thought Temper was a really cool buff. I'd never seen that in a different Final Fantasy before, and so I liked it a lot. Hope it comes back. And favorite song was the opening theme. Y'all know I am a big fan of that opening theme, so big fan. Okay. Generally, my general final thoughts on Final Fantasy 1 is that it makes sense. Like, it makes sense in my brain that it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell that a lot of the things that we have come to learn and love about Final Fantasy now needed some work to get to, if that makes sense. And so Final Fantasy 1, I could truly feel that is it. That it's the beginning. And I also think that it's very revolutionary as a game within the just within the world of gaming. You know what I mean? This is like one of the first games. I think this came out in the 80s. You know what I mean? So I can appreciate it for that, right? I can appreciate it for what it is, and that'll stay as that. But now playing it in 2024, like decades later, do I think it holds up? No, yes, very. It's not an experience that if a modern game were to come out similar to this one, I wouldn't like it at all. You know what I mean? I think, to be honest with y'all, it's just the weight of what it is that makes me not just full on hate on it. You know what I mean? So I appreciate it for what it is. Would I repeat it? Probably not, right? So when we finished the game, during the credits, I said I'd give it a 4 out of 10. Now, many weeks later, with time to think about it, I still give it a 4 out of 10. I still think it's like a 4 out of 10 game. I just wouldn't play it again. I'm glad I played it, just so that I could say I played it, but I wouldn't play it again. All right, so where does it rank on my rankings, right? So these are all the previous games that we've played. So 1 through 9, with 1 being 7 Remake and then 9 being X2. Where does Final Fantasy 1 fall into this ranking? I would say it falls on number 9. Hey, not the worst, right? It's just not an experience that I just treasure. I treasure more that I finished it. Like I said earlier, I treasure more that I finished it than I did playing it, if I'm being honest. But I did enjoy it more than playing X2. Okay? Not that hard of a stretch, but I did enjoy it more than playing X2. Okay, so for the crime of looking at a guide 4 times, I will eat 4 spicy vegetarian wings. Okay, so I ordered this bad boy off of Amazon, okay? Y'all might have seen this brand on TikTok. It's called Elijah's Extreme, right? They come out with all kinds of hot sauce. There's a hotter sauce than this. And so maybe later, maybe if I look at a guide for 4 through 6, maybe I'll do that. You know it's a serious hot sauce because it's maroon, dude. You know it's a serious hot sauce because it's maroon. Yeah, boy. It's like got rid of like most of it. Also, this was like $9. What if it's like really mild? Huh? What if it's really mild? Second. First is sweet. First it's sweet, then it sucks, bro. It's really good. Oh, but boy, is that... That's... I can feel sweat prickling at the back of my neck. Proof that I am covering it. Covering it down the hatch. You see, I can really taste the black cherries in this. I can really taste the black cherry. That hurts. Hold on, I need to take this jacket off. this jacket off. You know what this would be so good? With rice, dude. This would be so good with rice. Okay. Like, it'll numb the heat a little bit, but something to like balance out this taste. Unbeatable. Also, I can guarantee y'all right now that the poop that I'm gonna be taking after this, diabolical. I'm gonna be clutching that towel rack like nobody's business. Just one more. It's like medicine. Y'all remember that scene? Y'all remember that scene in Harry Potter? Where like Harry Potter's like making Dumbledore drink that like liquid. There we go. Focus on the good taste. Let me eat it first. Let me eat. Clean plate, clean plate. Watching me just start rubbing my eyes. Once again, Elijah's Extreme. Okay, I love you all. Let's see if I survive the night. Let's see if I survive the night.